Good afternoon, everyone. It's me, Crystalline, your proactive, conscious aging life coach. How are you guys doing today? I'm joyful in the Lord and in the power of His might. Welcome once again to my channel. You know, if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe, like this video, make some comments, and even share it if you really like it. And please hit that notification bell so you can get my videos just as soon as they are uploaded. Hallelujah. You know, guys, I just got back from church and I just got back from lunch. I'm feeling really good and I'm ready to bring you this video. The topic of which today is how to avoid weight gain over the holidays. And I know you guys want to hear this one because this is a subject that plagues a lot of people. Now, I'm going to give you guys a trigger warning before I get started because I do not believe in moderation. I am pretty hardcore when it comes to weight loss. A lot of coaches and trainers and whatnot will tell you you can eat anything, but just eat a little bit. No. Okay, I'm going to give it to you the way I see it. And, you know, if you don't like that, you might as well keep on scrolling. I'm just letting you know ahead of time, okay? So let me just get right on into this video. I'm going to give you about 7 tips and I'm going to elaborate on each one, but they're basically 7 tips. And number 1 is all about your mindset. When you want to lose weight or maintain your weight during the holidays, you have to develop a certain mindset and you have to decide what you want to do, okay? Do you want to maintain your weight? Me, for example, I've been on a weight loss course over the last couple of months because of the fasting that I had done at the beginning of the year that messed up my metabolism, but I'm not even going to get into all of that. But anyway, I've been losing weight so that I could just get back to my normal healthy weight and stay there. So I've been really working on that. And of course, here comes the holidays and there's all kind of temptations, but you know what? My mindset is fixed. I'm going to continue to lose the weight and I'm not going to be tempted by things that are going to get me off of my goal. I weigh about 156 right now, and my goal is 150. I'm 5'9". 150 looks great on me. So that's my goal. So the first thing that I want to tell you, the first tip that I have for you is to fix your mindset. Decide what you want to do. Make a decision. And let that decision be unwavering. I told you guys, I'm hardcore. When I set goals, I meet those goals because I am hardcore like that. So make a decision. What do you want to do? Do you want to maintain your weight? Do you want to lose weight? Is there some flexibility in there? I'm going to leave that part up to you. Number 2 is to have goals. Make goals. And remember, your goals are going to be smart. They're going to be specific, measurable, attainable. What's our realistic and time limited? So you're not going to be on this avoiding gaining weight forever. Let's put a date on it. Say we just had Thanksgiving the other day. Let's say Thanksgiving through January 1st, I am not going to gain any weight. So what you need to do with regard to that, you need to write your weight down on the calendar. When we see things visually, we tend to, have that in our minds all the time. I'll tell you what I do. I have my weight goal pasted onto my scale. So my goal, my determination is to make the weight goal that's pasted on the scale to actually match the numbers that come up on the scale, and that works for me. I put it on my scale. I also have it up on my bathroom mirror. So I want to encourage you to write your goals down. And again, you want to make them specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time limited. So right now we're talking about over the holidays. So that's why I said Thanksgiving to New Year's, because that is a very specific time limit that you can measure and attain your realistic goals. How you like that? Okay, so did you know that the average American gains between 1 and 10 pounds during the holidays? And that's a relatively short period of time to gain 10 pounds. Why? You know, is it that important for us to overeat during the holidays? Okay, again, it goes back to mindset. We want to eat, drink, and be merry and everything. And so why do we have to overeat during that time in order to be happy? You know, I think people think that, well, all year I've been good. Right now, it's a fun time of year. I'm just going to splurge. I just want to tell you guys, don't splurge, okay? Keep your eyes on the prize. You will be so happy when January 1st comes and you don't have to run to the gym. You can if you want to, but you don't have to run to the gym and try to work off those extra 10 pounds. You'll be happy when you put your clothes on and your belt fits and your pants fit and everything fits, and everybody else is moaning and groaning about how much weight they gain. You will be happy if you stick to your SMART goals, okay? So set those goals. Number 3, I want you to know what your maintenance amount of calories are. What does it take for you to maintain your weight right now as it is? And I'm going to show you a calorie calculator where you can go and calculate those calories that you need to eat each day in order to maintain that weight. Now, the calorie calculator can also be used to lose weight, and it will tell you how many calories you need to lose weight. I'm going to show you mine up here in the corner. Now, I calculated mine at my age, my current weight, and my height, and it gave me the amount of calories that I needed to maintain and to also lose weight. And the ones where they're talking about losing weight is way too much. I'm telling you, at the calories that they put on there, well, how it calculated would be way too much for me to continue to lose weight. And I'm just telling you the truth. When I went on that 21-day fast last year, it really messed up my metabolism. It slowed my metabolism down to a snail's pace, okay? If I looked at some food, I was gaining weight. So what I've had to do is to regroup and start to work on my body composition so that I won't have that problem. So I'm lifting heavier weights, and I'm only doing about 30 minutes of cardio a day along with the heavier weights. Now, for example, yesterday I didn't feel like going to the gym, so I walked outside for an hour and 15 minutes. I felt great. On Thanksgiving, I did overeat just a tad, okay? I'm not gonna lie. And so I felt like that I was doing something, you know, to get rid of those extra calories and just also to feel good. I love walking outside. By the time I'm halfway through, I'm flying high. Praise the Lord, because it feels so good. You know, I'm on not a runner's high, I'm on a walker's high. So I just want to encourage you to just, you know, learn how to get your metabolism in order. Use the calorie calculator, and when you calculate those calories, you have to take them with a grain of salt. Like I said, what they calculated for me would be way too many calories for me to actually lose weight. And my goal is to lose like a pound or a pound and a half each week. If I ate all those calories, I wouldn't lose anything, okay? So take it with a grain of salt. You know your own body and you know what you're eating right now. So just kind of weigh those out. But do know how many calories you should be eating and just kind of keep that in your mind. Actually, you can write it down with your SMART goals, and that will also help you to have something written down that you can go by as you're going through this holiday season. Now, number 4, a good thing that you can do is to practice intermittent fasting. And so intermittent fasting, it is fasting for a period of time out of 24 hours. A common intermittent fasting protocol is the 16-8, which is 16 hours no eating and then 8 hours of a feeding window. For example, you stop eating at 6 o'clock at night and you start eating again at 10 o'clock in the morning, and you eat between 10 and 6 p.m. Okay, that is the 16-8. People usually find that pretty easy to do because a lot of that time you're asleep. There's another protocol, which is the 18-6, where you may stop eating at 6 p.m. and you start eating again at 12 and eat between 12 and 6 or 12 and 8, okay? I find that one to be easy because I'm usually not hungry in the morning anyway. I don't start getting hungry until around 12 p.m. So that's easy for me. But when you do the intermittent fasting, the thing that is good about it is that time that you cut off, your food is digesting and it gets a good long time to digest. And so when you wake up in the morning and you get on the scale, all that food is not still in your belly, making you feel heavier. I really love it, and I do it quite often, especially right now while I'm trying to lose weight, and I probably will keep it up because my doctor was always telling me, don't eat after 6 o'clock. You know, and when I started actually doing that, it really works for me. So you may want to try that. You can also go online and read up on intermittent fasting. And so, yeah, you can practice intermittent fasting. Now, we're going to get to the hard part because, as I said, I do not believe in moderation. I got to tell you, I was watching YouTube the other night and I saw a short video where this woman made a so-called holiday treat, and it was actually a sugar bomb. Do you know what white sugar does to your body? It's really poisonous. It causes so much inflammation in your body and it leads to lifestyle diseases. I'm gonna tell you, type 2 diabetes, heart disease, cancers, gout, for Pete's sake. It causes a lot of havoc due to inflammation. Now, there is a certain amount of inflammation that goes on in your body that is healthy. I'll give you a good example. Say you're lifting weights and you're trying to lift heavier, you're trying to build up your muscle mass. What happens when you do that is you get small micro tears in your muscles. And when you drink water, the water is actually helping those tears to, heal. And so you may get a little inflammatory response, but it's just water. You might get on the scale the next day and find that you weigh a little bit more, but in the end, everything will balance out. And so a little bit of inflammation is actually normal in your body. But when you start eating things, say just any other time that wasn't the holidays, that you were just eating your normal food and not, going overboard on sugar, fats, high calories, a lot of alcohol, you wouldn't have all that inflammation. But during the holidays, somehow we just think it's okay to go nuts. And I'm here to tell you that it's not. Going back to the short video. So this woman had a treat. Let me tell you what it was made out of. First of all, it had one layer of sugar cookies. On top of the sugar cookies, she put holiday Oreos. And so inside the holiday Oreos is 2 Oreo cookies, which are chocolate. It had red filling. And I'm wondering, wow, is that dye number 40 or whatever it is that's not really good, but she's calling this a treat? Excuse me. So that was the second layer. The third layer on top of that was the Ghirardelli chocolate fudge brownies, okay? And you know, those are good. But so we got 3 layers of complete sugar, right? And then on top of that, she covered it with holiday M&M chips on one side, and then on the other side were the little candy cane chips. You may have seen that video. Anyway, then she bakes it for 45 minutes and, you know, cuts it up. She shows us what it looks like, and it's just a big sugar bomb. But you know, I told you, I'm not talking about moderation. I'm talking about self-control, one of the fruits of the spirit. So I told my husband about it. And so what he said was, you probably could have like a teaspoonful of that, right? But seriously, are you going to have a teaspoonful of that? No, you're not. The way the hostess will cut it will be in squares. So you're going to have a square, at least about that big, of about 400 calories full of pure sugar. That's a no, okay? You cannot have that and maintain your weight. If you want to try to trick yourself and have a little spoonful of it and say everything in moderation, whatever, okay? I'm not even going there because I know that the sugar is poisonous to my body. Not only that, it's addictive. Did you know that cane sugar lights up the same areas in your brain as crack cocaine? Did you know that? I am so serious. And so it is addictive. And for a person like me, I just can't even go there. I don't know how many of you guys out there who have a real sweet tooth and trying to get rid of it, raise your hands in the comments because you know how hard it is. But since I'm talking about that, I want to show you something, 2 things that I have right now. The first thing is called Gymnema. I have showed you guys this before. It's called Gymnema, and this one is Super Gymnema because it has 500 milligrams per capsule. I'll show you what it looks like. Just a little green capsule like this. And Gymnema is known as the sugar destroyer. And so what happens with this herb is if you take this Gymnema for about 5 to 10 days and don't eat any, processed sugar, no cookies, cakes, pies, even sweet bread. Don't eat any of those. And you take your Gymnema, about 2 or 3 capsules a day. By the time you finish that, if you eat something that's sweet, it will taste like cardboard. It will not taste good. And so you won't want that. It really helps destroy sugar cravings. I cannot recommend this enough. It's called Gymnema, the sugar destroyer. I'll spell it for you because I see I have a glare. It's Gymnema, Gymnema. It works. I got these. These are Best Naturals, and I did get these off of Amazon.com. I had some other ones that were my favorite, but the store that I got them from stopped carrying them, so I switched over to these supers, and these work very, very well. And I've been taking these for about 3 or 4 years, and I have found that I don't want to eat sweets as much as I did. Now, I'm going to tell you, the other day on Thanksgiving, we had a cherry streusel pie. And I only eat that pie once a year. You see what I'm talking about? Self-control, self-discipline. This is what one has to have in order to maintain your weight during the holidays. You have to have it. So that leads me to my 5th point, and that is pick your poison. Okay, I'll tell you what I mean about that. I'm using that dessert that I just talked about as an example of how moderation is just not the key to maintenance or weight loss. You can't eat everything in moderation because some things just trigger your appetite and you keep eating. And so by this time in life, you ought to know what those things are. I know I do. So anyway, you're going to pick your poison. Let's say you go to a party. Let me get a drink here. I get so excited talking about this stuff. My mouth gets a little dry. Say you go to a party and you get there and it's like a smorgasbord of goodies laid out, okay? And your eyes are just going everywhere trying to figure out what you're gonna eat first, okay? Pick your poison, okay? What I mean by this is pick one, maybe two of those treats, and I even hesitate to call them treats, but pick one or two of them and stick to that. This is the problem, I think, for most people, is that when confronted with all of this, and the hostess is saying, oh, get as much as you want, get this, get that, I made this is my mother's old family recipe, right? And you want to be polite, and also you want to eat that food, okay? I want you to pick your poison. Pick two, okay? And I'm going to tell you how to do this, okay? First of all, say you pick a brownie, okay? When you start eating that brownie, I want you to do this. I want you to take a small bite. I want you to put the brownie down in the plate, and I want you to chew that bite forever until the cows come home. I mean, chew that piece in your mouth for as long as possible. So what's happening, you know, there is a whole digestive process that our bodies go through when we're eating. First of all, we're going to smell the food, then we're going to eat the food, then the food is going to go down and our digestive enzymes are going to start to digest the food. When you eat more slowly, you will not want as much as you think you do. I had to say that slowly, okay? So you're going to chew. Going to take a small bite, chew. You're going to put the dessert down, and you're not going to pick it back up again until you're ready to take another bite, okay? And that's how you're going to get through that. Say you have a brownie or a piece of cake. A piece of cake is even bigger, okay? Chew your food. You've probably heard this before, but you may not practice it. Some people get like a little bonbon or something. It's like, okay, it's inhaled, right? I don't know, you guys, if any of you guys are my age or older, if you watched the Flintstones when you were little, they had this character on there called Vavoom, right? And he would open his mouth and it would be like, Vavoom, okay? That's how some people eat. They just throw that food in there just like that, okay? Next thing you know, they're 10 pounds overweight and they can't figure it out. Well, what happened? I only ate a little bit, okay? You don't want to be vavoom. You want to eat whatever you're eating as slowly as possible. Put it down, savor the flavor, and then go on with your eating, okay? Pick your poisons. Another two things that I want to tell you that you can do to resist when you're going out. Number one is to eat a large gala apple, okay? The gala apple, and I say a large one, about that big. When you eat that apple and you keep the skin on, that's going to fill you up with fiber. It also digests very slowly. So by the time you get to the party or wherever you're going, you're not going to be as hungry. And you know, it's hard to overeat when you're hungry. So you can have a gala apple. One thing that also works for me for some reason is I drink Earl Grey tea, and I drink it with some honey, And for some reason, it is oddly filling. I never could figure it out. I guess I have to do my research, but I drink that hot cup of tea and it takes away that extra appetite that I have. So in other words, you want to eat something before you go to the party. Sometimes you might even want to have a protein because, you know, proteins digest very, very slowly. So maybe have a couple of pieces, not a couple of people, I'm sorry, a couple of pieces of cheese, something like that, before you go to the party. And that's going to help you be able to resist the so-called goodies, okay? Now, number 6 is don't drink your calories, okay? You're gonna get there. They got all kind of liquor, you know, out there. They got wine, they got beer, they got all kind of the best liquor, as a matter of fact, because people like to bring out the good stuff during the holidays, right? So you got to pick your poison, okay? And you got to not drink your calories. So if you look at an average serving of wine, white wine has approximately 200 calories, okay? I don't want to drink 200 calories. If anything, I would rather have a brownie and chew it and get that feeling in my mouth rather than just, you know, swig down some extra calories. Eggnog. A lot of people like eggnog at this time of year. Excuse me, eggnog. Eggnog is loaded with high calories. Not only high calories, sugar, and fat. So I just avoid that, okay? What else? The liquor, hard liquor has a lot of calories. And I'm going to say this. If you must drink some calories, have one glass. One, and that's it. You have to limit yourself. This is to avoid weight gain over the holidays. And as I said, if you're like me and you're still on that weight loss track, you got to stay on it, okay? You got to be like that train, slowly moving toward your SMART goals. So avoid drinking your calories. The other thing about alcohol is that it disinhibits you. So you might drink, you might have a glass of wine or your mixed drink. After you have that, next thing you know, you in a good mood, okay? And so before, when you could just pick out a couple of goodies, now you want to have all the goodies because you're disinhibited. So that's another reason why I say just avoid alcohol. I just avoid it as much as possible myself. I might have one glass, but I'm not even a regular drinker. I went to a birthday party last month. I had a glass of wine, about that much, and that was it. I just do not drink normally through the year, and I would, you know, encourage you likewise, okay? If you are trying to get some resveratrol from red wine, you know, maybe you do that once a week, okay? Because they have supplements. Anyway, okay, don't drink your calories. Drink water. Drink some sparkling water. Put some lemon in it. If you want to make it look sparkly and nice and like a holiday, put some pomegranate juice in there as well. And then you won't be drinking too many calories instead of eating them. And last but not least is we want to keep it moving, okay? Sometimes during the holidays, so many things are happening, and especially with you guys who have children, young children or grandchildren, you're doing so many things. You're going shopping, you're going to visit people, you know, you're decorating your house. It's so many things that people do during this season that will kind of put them off of their exercise program. And I'm here to tell you, you have to keep it moving. You may do your exercises at a different time. Normally, for example, I like to do mine first thing in the day or in the morning because that's like my morning cup of coffee. But sometimes if I get too busy, I might have to do them in the evening. I try to avoid that like the plague. Some people, though, love to do their exercises in the evening, but they can't now because of everything that's going on. You may have to be flexible and shift your exercise time, but I cannot emphasize enough that you want to keep it moving during this holiday season, because that's one of the things that is also going to help you avoid that holiday weight gain. And I don't know about you, but after I finish working out, and now I just don't want to mess that up. So try to keep it moving. Lift those weights, do your cardio, walk with your grandchildren, walk with your children, whatever it takes, but just keep moving. So I'm just going to give you a recap right quick. I didn't even mean to go this long, to tell you the truth, but these are some tips that I think somebody out there needs to hear. And I'm just being real. You might say that I'm rigid. You might say, oh, she got anorexia, orthorexia, whatever, okay? I'm telling you how to avoid that holiday weight gain. I don't want to get it, okay? So number one was to develop a mindset where you're going to make a decision. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to maintain my weight, or I'm going to lose weight, or I might flex. Maybe I might gain 3 pounds, but I'm going to cut it off. Okay, at that point, you have to have that mindset. Along with the mindset, number two, you have to have goals, specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time limited. Okay, and you're going to write your goals down. Things that are written down tend to happen. You can refer back to them. Put them where you need to put them. Like I said, I put my weight loss goal on my scale, and I also have it on my mirror in my bathroom. Number three was to know your maintenance or weight loss amount of calories that you need to eat every day in order to meet your SMART goals. Number four, practice intermittent fasting. You can read up on that. You can Google it and it will tell you all the details, but it does work, and it would definitely help you avoid weight gain over the holidays. You may not want to lose weight, but if you want to maintain your weight, do some intermittent fasting, because it does work. Number five, pick your poison. When confronted with a smorgasbord, pick 2 items. Chew those items to death and put them down in between bites. Number 6 was to don't drink your calories. That one is plain and simple. Don't drink your calories. And number 7, I want you guys to keep it moving. Don't forget the Gymnema, which is the sugar blocker, if you have a problem with that. I also use this berberine. Berberine, they call this one, I've heard people call it nature's Ozempic. It's not that serious though, okay? The main reason why I got it is that it says that it supports metabolism. And I'm working on rebooting my metabolism from last year. So those are my tips to avoid holiday weight gain. I want to have a discussion about this. If you have some tips that you'd like to share, please put them down in the comments section. Let me know which one or two or all of these tips resonate the most with you, and we can have a discussion. Thanks for watching today. I love you guys. I appreciate all the nice comments. Sometimes, I get up and I read my comments and it just makes my day, because you guys are so appreciative, and I appreciate you too. Thanks for watching. God bless you, and I'll see you next time. Mwah.